12-year-old Marcus Chen had exactly 7 seconds to decide. Let the billionaire's baby die, or break into the mansion and risk everything he'd ever known. He chose the impossible. If you want to see how a poor janitor's son outsmarted 18 doctors and changed his life forever, you need to subscribe to Story That Saved channel right now. Hit that button, because this story will blow your mind. Marcus wasn't supposed to be there. He wasn't supposed to see anything. He wasn't supposed to exist in the world of the Wellingtons, the richest family in Seattle. But on that freezing November night, Marcus was exactly where he needed to be. He was taking out the trash. Again. That was his job. Every evening after school, Marcus helped his mom clean the Wellington mansion. While other kids played video games or hung out with friends, Marcus scrubbed toilets, mopped floors, and carried garbage bags twice his size. The Wellingtons never looked at him. Not once. To them, Marcus was invisible. Just another poor kid doing dirty work. But Marcus saw everything. He saw how they lived. Their huge rooms. Their fancy cars. Their perfect family photos on every wall. And tonight, he saw something else. Something terrible. Through the giant kitchen window, Marcus watched Mrs. Wellington run down the stairs, screaming. Her face was white. Her hands were shaking. Baby Emma, her 6-month-old daughter, was in her arms, not moving, not breathing. Call 911. Mrs. Wellington shrieked at the nanny. Call them now. Marcus dropped his trash bag. His heart hammered in his chest. He'd seen this before. 3 years ago, his baby cousin stopped breathing exactly like this. The doctors said it was too late. But Marcus's father, a man who grew up in the Cascade Mountains with almost nothing, had saved her using old medicine. Medicine made from tree bark and wild herbs. Medicine that hospitals didn't believe in. Medicine that worked. Marcus's father was dead now. But before he died, he taught Marcus everything. Every plant, every root, every secret the mountains held. One day, son, his father had whispered on his last night alive, you'll need this knowledge. Don't be afraid to use it, even if people laugh, even if they don't believe you. Trust what I taught you. Marcus stared at baby Emma's pale face through the window. The nanny was screaming into the phone. Mrs. Wellington was crying. Mr. Wellington, the great tech genius worth $40 billion, stood frozen, helpless. All that money, all that power, and they couldn't save their own baby. But Marcus could. Maybe. His hands started sweating. His brain screamed no. You're just a poor kid. You're nobody. They'll call the police. They'll say you hurt the baby. They'll arrest your mom. You'll destroy everything. But baby Emma was dying right now. Marcus made his choice. He ran, not away, toward the mansion. He burst through the back door, his worn sneakers squeaking on the marble floor. The nanny screamed when she saw him. Mrs. Wellington spun around, her eyes wild with fear and confusion. Get out, she yelled. Who are you? Security. I can help her. Marcus shouted. His voice cracked. He sounded like a scared little kid, because he was a scared little kid. But he didn't stop. My father, he taught me medicine. Old medicine. From the mountains. I've seen this before. Please let me try. Mr. Wellington stepped forward, his face hard as stone. Son, the paramedics are 2 minutes away. We don't need. She doesn't have 2 minutes. Marcus yelled, and it was true. Baby Emma's lips were turning blue. Mrs. Wellington looked at her dying daughter, then at Marcus, then at her husband. Time stopped. Then she did something nobody expected. She thrust the baby into Marcus's arms. Save her, she whispered. Please, save my baby. Marcus's hands were shaking so badly he almost dropped the baby. Focus. Remember what Dad taught you. He laid Emma gently on the kitchen counter. Her tiny chest wasn't moving. Her skin felt cold. What are you doing? Mrs. Wellington cried. What are you? I need charcoal. Marcus interrupted. Activated charcoal. Do you have any? The nanny blinked. Charcoal? Like for grill. No, medicine charcoal. Black powder. In bottles. Some people use it for stomach problems. The pantry. Mr. Wellington suddenly shouted. My nutritionist left some. for cleanses or whatever. He sprinted across the kitchen. Marcus bent over Emma. He pressed his ear to her tiny chest. Thump, thump. Her heart was still beating. Barely. She's fighting. Good girl. Keep fighting. Mr. Wellington slammed a black bottle onto the counter. Hey, now what? Marcus's brain raced through everything his father taught him. Charcoal pulls poison from the body, like a magnet, but you have to mix it right. Not too much, not too little. And you need water, clean water, body temperature. Not cold, not hot, water. Marcus said, room temperature, and a clean spoon. Hurry. Mrs. Wellington grabbed a bottle of fancy spring water. Her hands trembled as she opened it. Marcus measured carefully. 1 teaspoon of charcoal powder, 3 teaspoons of water. He mixed it into a black paste. This might look scary, Marcus warned, but trust me. He gently opened Emma's mouth and put a tiny bit of the black paste on her tongue. Nothing happened. 5 seconds passed. 10 seconds. 15. Mrs. Wellington let out a broken sob. It's not working. Oh, God, it's not. Emma coughed. Then she coughed again. Her little body jerked. Her eyes fluttered open. And then she screamed. The most beautiful, angry, healthy baby scream anyone had ever heard. Mrs. Wellington snatched Emma up, crying and laughing at the same time. Mr. Wellington stumbled backward, his face white with shock. The nanny dropped to her knees, gasping. How did you? Mr. Wellington whispered. How did you know? Marcus's legs felt like jelly. He grabbed the counter to steady himself. My dad, he said quietly. He grew up poor in the mountains. No hospitals, no doctors, just old knowledge, plant medicine. He taught me before he died. The paramedics burst through the door 30 seconds later. But they were too late. Marcus had already saved baby Emma Wellington. You won't believe what happens next. If you're not subscribed to Story That Saved channel, do it now. This story takes a dark turn you'll never see coming. The next 6 months changed Marcus's life. The Wellingtons didn't fire his mom. They gave her a raise. They moved Marcus and his mom into a guest house on their property, a real house with his own bedroom and everything. Mr. Wellington paid for Marcus's school, the fancy private school where rich kids went. And he did something else. Something incredible. He built a medical center, a place where doctors could learn from people like Marcus's father, where old mountain medicine and new hospital medicine could work together. They called it the Chen Family Healing Center. Marcus's father's name, in giant letters, on a building that cost $20 million. Marcus visited baby Emma every day. She called him Mama and reached for him every time he walked into the room. Everything was perfect, until the sickness came back. It started on a Tuesday morning. Marcus was getting ready for school when Mrs. Wellington's scream shattered the air. Marcus! Marcus! Help! He ran. Baby Emma was in her crib, burning with fever. Her skin was covered in red spots. Her eyes rolled back in her head. But this time, she wasn't alone. 12 other babies were sick too, all of them from wealthy families. All of them had been at Emma's first birthday party 3 days ago, and all of them were dying. The doctors came, 18 of the best doctors in Seattle. They ran tests. They tried medicines. They tried everything. Nothing worked. The babies kept getting sicker. Marcus tried the charcoal again. It didn't help. He tried every plant remedy his father taught him. Nothing worked. That's when Marcus realized something terrifying. This wasn't an accident. Someone had poisoned these babies on purpose. And when he found the evidence, hidden in a toy that had been gifted to Emma, Marcus's blood turned to ice. Because he recognized the poison. It was made from a rare mountain plant. A plant only one other person knew how to use. His Uncle Raymond, his father's brother. The man who disappeared 10 years ago after stealing family money. The man who blamed Marcus's father for ruining his life. The man who swore revenge on anyone his brother ever loved. Marcus found his uncle in the last place anyone would look. The old cabin, deep in the Cascade Mountains. The same cabin where Marcus's father grew up. Where he learned all the mountain medicine. Where 2 brothers once laughed and played together. Before everything went wrong. Marcus went alone. He didn't tell the Wellingtons. He didn't tell the police. He didn't tell anyone. This was family business. The cabin looked abandoned. Broken windows. Weeds everywhere. But smoke curled from the chimney. Someone was home. Marcus pushed open the creaking door. Uncle Raymond sat at a wooden table, grinding plants with a stone pestle. He didn't look up. "I knew you'd come," Raymond said quietly. His voice sounded tired. "Old. You're just like your father. Too smart for your own good." Marcus's fist clenched. "Why did you do it? Those babies did nothing to you." Raymond finally looked up. His eyes were red, not from crying, from anger that had burned for 10 years. "Your father took everything from me," Raymond hissed. "We were supposed to share the mountain knowledge, build something together, but he gave it all away, to strangers, to people who didn't deserve it. He was helping people. He was a fool." Raymond slammed his fist on the table. Plants scattered everywhere. We could have been rich, powerful. We could have sold our medicine to hospitals, pharmaceutical companies, billionaires, but he wanted to give it away for free. Raymond stood up. He was tall, scary. His hands were stained black from poison plants. "So I left," Raymond continued. "I took the knowledge and I made my own plan. I would prove that our medicine was powerful. I would poison the richest families in America. And when their fancy doctors failed, I would appear with the cure. I would become famous, wealthy, respected." Marcus felt sick. "You're insane." "I'm brilliant," Raymond shouted. "But then you ruined everything. You saved that Wellington baby before I could. You became the hero. You got the credit. The building with your father's name." Tears ran down Raymond's face. "That should have been MY name. MY legacy. But your father chose kindness over greatness. And now you're doing the same thing." Marcus took a deep breath. "Uncle Raymond," he said softly, "my dad didn't steal anything from you. He tried to teach you the most important lesson. Medicine isn't about money or power or fame." Marcus stepped closer. "It's about helping, even when nobody's watching, even when you don't get credit, even when it's hard. Helping gets you nothing." Raymond screamed. "It got me a home," Marcus said. "It got my mom a better life. It got my dad's name on a building that will help people forever. And it got me something you'll never have." "What's that?" "Peace." Raymond stared at him. Marcus pulled out his phone. "I already called the police. They are 5 minutes away. You can run, or you can stay and finally stop running from what you did." Raymond looked at the door, then at Marcus, then at his hands covered in poison stains. "I'm so tired," he whispered. "I've been angry for so long." "Then stop," Marcus said. "Help me save those babies. Use your knowledge the right way. It's not too late." Raymond was quiet for a long moment. Then he nodded. 3 weeks later, all 12 babies were healthy. Uncle Raymond had helped Marcus create the cure. Then he went to prison. But even from his cell, he started teaching doctors about mountain medicine. The right way. Marcus stood at his father's grave, holding baby Emma. "I kept my promise. Dad," Marcus whispered. "I used what you taught me to help people. And I forgave Uncle Raymond, just like you would have." Emma grabbed Marcus's finger and giggled. Behind them, the Chen Family Healing Center glowed in the sunset, a place where old medicine and new medicine worked together, where poor kids and rich kids learned side by side, where healing mattered more than money. Marcus smiled. His father would be proud. "Wow, did this story touch your heart?" Marcus went from invisible to unstoppable, from a poor janitor's son to a hero who saved 13 babies and changed his family's legacy forever. But here's the question. How many Marcus Chens are out there right now? Kids with gifts the world ignores? Knowledge that could save lives? Talents that could change everything? Your story matters too. Subscribe to Story That Saved channel right now if you believe that poor kids can be heroes too. That old wisdom is just as powerful as new technology. That forgiveness is stronger than revenge. That one person can change everything. Hit that subscribe button and turn on all notifications. Comment below. I believe in Marcus if this story inspired you. Share this video with someone who needs to remember that they matter, that their knowledge matters, that their heritage is a gift, not a weakness. You are not invisible. You are not powerless. You are exactly who the world needs. Just like Marcus chose to be a healer, you can choose to make a difference today. Subscribe now. Your next life-changing story is waiting. This is Story That Saved Channel, where every story reminds you that you have the power to save the day. Bullseye, don't just watch. Take action. Subscribe. Share. Change the world.